How's it going, everyone? It's Liam Catterson here. And we are starting our final season of the Vampire Diaries. It is episode 1 of season 8. I've heard a few mixed things about this season in particular, but we will see how things go by as, it's quite the surreal feeling, isn't it? With the fact that we have gone through all of these, seasons, including the originals, and here we are. We are on the final hurdle, so yeah, it will be really, really exciting to see what will happen over the course of this season. Obviously, we're off to a very dark start with, what's happened to Damon and Enzo, so yeah, we'll have to try and nullify that, but I don't know if that's going to be the main concern for the course of the season. Obviously, it's still a long ways to go, even if the episodes are a bit shorter, but we'll just have to wait and see what will happen. But it is off to, I guess, with this being the final season, it's kind of like going back to the beginning when Damon was really was not really the most greatest of characters, should we say. So yeah, obviously this is not on to his own free will and all of that, but there is something that does have a hold on Damon, same with Enzo. So yeah, but I'm excited to get into these episodes over the course of, I don't know how, I'm trying to navigate this as quickly as possible because I do have shows coming up, but also I don't want to, what are you doing? I don't want to leave the originals until the beginning of 2026, if that makes sense, because I have to watch all of season 8 first before I do touch season 4 of the originals. So yeah, but it should be very, very interesting to see how the final hurrah goes for this season. So with that said, it's episode 1 of season 8 of the Vampire Diaries. Let's go.
Flies and who turns to ice, who poops fire. It's
Marvel fatigue, am I right?
That's all hit me.
Okay, well now we're on overload. I'm done.
It kind of feels like a callback to the first episode.
What is this?
This is what is known as a slow night. I mean, I thought we'd go with the old guy in the road standby, and you almost got by.
Seems like a classic.
Maybe it's time we, employees.
Not really employees.
Yeah, more like slaves, serfs,
Lackeys. Renfield.
Without pay as well.
Reference.
School of mind control.
Our job is to bring the worst of humanity, the dregs of life, and bring them here. So,
jeez, what they do apart from watch too much superhero movies?
One time I stole my Nana's pain pills and sold them for $50 a pop.
Oh!
While she was dying of cancer.
Oh!
we have a winner.
What a dick!
What do I win?
Death!
You get to die.
Look, you're taking inspiration from Jigsaw or some shit? What's the worst thing you've done in your life and all of that, and then punish him?
Wanna watch some TV?
I was just gonna read for a little while.
Alright. Night then.
Yo, what the fuck?
Night.
Yo.
Or who or what took them.
It just keeps getting
We
worse.
promised each other we'll find ways to steal small moments of normal every day. That's how
I
we'll
wanna
all
give
stay
her a hug.
sane.
Have you really never read the Odyssey?
Is that the one with Helen of Troy?
Not quite.
Kind of surprised. I feel
Really
like
love
she
a
would read the
terrible
Odyssey.
guitar player.
Because one day you'll play like a siren. And on
If only we could give Bonnie a season where she's pain free. Impossible challenge, am I right?
Maybe today will be better.
Maybe. I ask myself that all the time. Maybe today will be better. Sounds depressing, I know, but I'd say 7 times out of 10 bad days.
Through Caroline's Monday to-do list. Anything else you need?
Just one more of you.
Any chance you're a doppelganger?
Should I know what that is?
Not even remotely.
Are you a vampire? Are you a
Hey, one of my
doppelganger?
interns is summoning me.
Which?
I have to go.
Pick
Make
your
sure no one's
poison.
around. What is this? He's got it.
There you go. Your theory. Oh, what the fuck?
How long is this bad guy slaughter going to last? How many more bodies will it take before this is over?
It can hear
So
It can get into our minds, it knows how I feel.
I do wonder. So, if this thing really like with Enzo's comments just now, and what's the worst thing you've done? Is this thing acting as if it's trying to you know, get the worst of the worst on humanity?
When does this end? How many more bodies?
Wait,
till you
what?
fall?
Yelling never gets you anything. Try asking nicely.
Oh goodness. Speaking with the pool and all of that, as if this entity lives within the pool. A pool of blood. Oh, it does.
To treat every single clue like it's the one that's going to lead us to them.
Stefan,
It's like Bonnie's given up on hope.
every time we do this, I let myself hope a little. And when we end up back at zero,
Stefan hasn't, but
my
Bonnie...
heart crushes in on itself.
Now tell me what it is.
Too loud.
Got that.
The movie's boring, Mommy.
It's like
it's not
this
boring.
thing wants to
It's
cover
just
its identity at
broken.
all bases, basically.
What was that back then?
Case in point.
I was just hoping for it to be just a tunnel. Just... Rarely a secret tunnel is just a tunnel. It'd be funny. Ooh.
Whoa.
This guitar string.
That is fucked up. As if he's holding
It's
on
a
that
lot of empty
memento,
land.
Bonnie.
Okay?
Oh yeah, fine. The girls are playing hide and seek, only where they both hide and no one seeks.
It shuts him up, at least.
Hey, Brody, it's Caroline.
Oh, she's gonna die,
I'm
isn't
looking for Rick.
she?
Is he around? Celine?
Oh! What is her deal? Fuck's sake. I mean, apart from being pissed off that Bonnie ignored her... Alaric can't catch a break either on this show.
Stay here.
I'm surprised they didn't ask what that crashing sound was, but... Yo, what's her damage?
Except for that guy. Whoever he was.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch that. Let's just leave everything alone. I mean,
No!
if everything has been undisturbed
Be
for as long as
tempted.
I think it has, I'd hate to expose.
You know, it's just me and my kids and no distractions.
Dad, you.
Yeah.
What the hell? What the hell?
Stefan.
Oh, sugar.
Hello, brother.
Oh, nice callback. Was it nice under these circumstances? I don't think so.
I've seen how this ends, and believe me, humanity can't save me from it.
What are you talking about?
What about
I'm
Elena?
talking about hell, brother. Not the kind of hell that traps you in a stone. Fire and brimstone hell.
Is it the devil
I've seen it.
from the Bible?
I met it up close.
Dinner, take them for ice cream. Be gone at least 2 hours.
Got it? We'll get some hot fudge sundaes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good thing she's not dead.
You let them open the vault. I told you not to open it.
So this
Now
is
it's
your
what's on
answer
us.
to retaliate?
15 seconds.
It has come.
Oh my god. That's your tongue.
Fucked up way to silence her.
Because you flipped your switch?
I ripped the switch off the wall. There is no switch, Stefan, because there is no hope. Every
going
drop
back
of blood
to,
I've ever
Bonnie.
spilled, every body I've ever drained, every bad decision I've ever made sealed my fate. My path and Elena's past, they're not the same.
He's bad.
They're great
We're
people.
not leaving without Enzo.
And he's gone, of course. And there's Enzo. Oh no.
Fine. Let her go and we'll be on our way.
Till we meet again, Bon.
Bon. Not Bon Bon. Bond.
My life is over. My life has been over for a century and a half, Stefan.
Oh, he's gonna put that onus on him. Yeah.
Since you took it from me.
It's like every strand of development has just... Yeah.
No, I want to move in here.
Hey, Rick.
We're doing this song and dance
I want
again.
us to be a family and a team, yes, but we can't live together.
Yeah, it's...
I didn't say I thought you...
Enzo left them for me. I know
It's
it.
heartbreaking again.
He wanted us to find them. Next time we'll get them back from whatever it is that has a hold of them.
This time it feels like he may never forgive me.
It's like unfiltered, Damon.
Maybe you were right this morning.
No.
Large round of wax. Cut it up small with my sharp sword.
Yeah, the Odyssey's
took all my
putting
men
some
inside
emphasis
and plugged
this
their
season, it
ears with
seems. Yeah, because going back to that.
Because it only takes one bad day, one bad decision, and then it doesn't matter what you do with the rest of your life.
One bad day.
Because once the devil comes a-calling, you're done.
Shit.
Amazing. You care to explain to my friend and I why you are indeed painting with human blood?
I had a feeling he was...
What the hell did you do to the person?
Yo! I had a feeling it was human blood, I'm not gonna lie. And is he trying to be Wish.com Klaus? Especially with the art?
You might want to consider flipping your switch, because if you care for nothing, it can see nothing. Come on.
That's why Damon's like like he's flipped the switch. But it's those little crumbs, isn't
Dear
it? The
Elena,
guitar string, the
It's not my
Odyssey.
turn, but I want...
I know, Bonnie. You're right. You and my mom both are. I just can't bring myself to tell him. At least not tonight.
Elena.
I'll call you later.
You alone in this big house. I wonder if maybe you'd like someone else to fill it. Someone would be me, by the way.
Really?
Here.
Thought you were bringing an entire party here.
Based on the same idea. Sirens use mind control to lure their victims to their death.
Okay.
Some say they're messengers of the devil.
Yeah.
Something has control over him. Do you think Sirens could be real?
To be honest, Bonnie, I don't know what
Well,
to think
vampires
anymore.
are, ghosts, all that shit.
Guess a
Sirens
fiery
could be
story
real.
has to start somewhere.
Whose withered skin still hangs upon their bones.
Very poetic.
Not just poetic. It's real.
Yeah. This is one of our sirens, right?
Well, I guess she finally had enough to eat.
Oh God. Yeah, we've. I guess it's kind of like charging a battery, charging a life force, essentially, in a sense. Because I mean, that's it though. She would have had enough to eat until she could be fully restored, and then boom. So yeah. Because again, we were left in a little bit of a limbo in terms of, okay, what is this thing by the ending of last season? And even entering this episode, you were thinking, okay, well, what could it be? And there were little clues and all of that. And I'm not going to lie, I was kind of thinking, you know, with, I think it was the second time it was mentioned, you know, could this have something to do with sirens and all of that? So, yeah. But I was also thinking, like, because I don't think they would be the main bad. But they are messengers of the devil. So maybe we could be dealing with, well, I wouldn't say Lucifer himself, but you get the idea. I mean, we're a way to go in terms of its final season, right? Facing the devil from the Bible. Sorry, it's just a Snapcube reference. Like, yeah. Oh, you think you can defeat me with the power of friendship? Well, yeah, I'm the devil from the Bible. So I had to look up the title for this episode as well, because someone commented on my Patreon that the titles for Season 8 are dialogues or lines from Season 1. So, yeah, and of course this is Hello Brother, so, very apt when it came to Damon, in terms of his, I guess him and Stefan reuniting, really. What was it, from the first time since 1994, I think it was, or something along those lines, so yeah. But yeah, I just had to look it up because, again, all of them are based on that, and it's kind of like a nice Easter egg, isn't it? So, yeah. But yeah, I think it's safe to say we are dealing with the devil from the Bible. Yeah. You know what, though? My brain is going to be on complete brain rot this season if that is the case. I mean, if the sirens are like the... If they are indeed messengers of the devil himself, then... I mean... especially on your final season, you want to go big, don't you? Yeah. I would assume that would be the end game for this season. So yeah. But yeah. It was just very interesting to peer further into what this thing was, because again we were left on a little bit of a limbo, and it seems like, you know, this is our like front force, these sirens, before we do shift on to the devil himself. But I'm gonna, you know, have so much brain rot when it comes to, yeah, with Snapcube, with Black Doom, yeah, so how many sin points is Damon and Enzo gonna rack up? But yeah, I did love how we had this exploration of the Odyssey and you know, the little breadcrumbs for Bonnie and Stefan to find, but also in terms of setting up what could be. Because again, I think there was a mention for Enzo that there was like 2% of control and all of that for him. So yeah. And that's just enough. Whereas Damon, he's just switched it all off. So he could just, with Enzo, he could just afford to let out these little breadcrumbs and all of that. So yeah, and thus, with the guitar string, with you know, all of the symbols that do point towards this siren and all of that, it's a way to potentially free Damon and Enzo, really, but it's going to be a bit more difficult for Damon, considering it's all just, you know, switched off, really. So yeah, I will say though, that first couple, I mean, I felt like that was a callback anyways, to, you know, way back into season 1, but that guy kind of looks like Matt in a sense, didn't he? So yeah. So yeah, it was just really really interesting stuff to see how things went by, and yeah, it because again, with this whole mystery on who is going to be this threat that's been released, there was nothing really that filled in the blanks, and we were still left into a bit of vagueness. So I could only imagine how people over the break would have felt, really, in terms of, alright, let's speculate, or let's guesstimate what this could be, based on the minimal crumbs that we do have. So this kind of gives us a little bit of an idea. At least this thing that they've been feeding is at least one threat. But again, like I said, I mean, if this is the final season, and I assume this would have been confirmed the final season, they wanted to go big and go home, and I doubt a siren would have done the trick. in terms of, okay, how do we go out with a bang? I know, let's bring a siren here. Yeah, I feel like this is, because again, when I speculated in the beginning of the episode about this threat, I didn't imagine it would be 16 episodes. I mean, it still could to an extent. Like I said, the siren could be a front force and all of that, this second in command, if you would, or whatever. But in terms of your main big bad, yeah. So, I imagine it's going to be, I mean, to be fair, Sirens are pretty much a bit of a big deal, but I imagine that they are not going to do the full 16 episodes with this Siren. It's just going to lead to something a bit more. So, yeah. But again, when it comes to, when it came to Damon experiencing hell and all of that, and punishing your bad and whatnot, all signs were pointing to the devil, and it's a pretty fascinating situation because they are going after, because they were interrogating those, what's the worst thing you've done, so, and they kept doing that to their victims. So yeah, but yeah, it kind of does, even if Damon has flipped the switch, it does keep things a bit more interesting rather than they're just going after anyone and everyone, basically, who get in their way. They have a specific agenda. They have a specific goal to Damon and Enzo. So, yeah. But it does become heartbreaking for Stefan. This thing has a hold on Damon, but also Damon has he's going up completely unfiltered with him switching off the humanity switch. So, and it's kind of big. Like it does kind of feel like a little bit of a big deal in terms of how obviously with last season and Elena in her situation, Damon was trying to do right, and was facing a little bit of an identity crisis almost, in terms of like, is Elena fundamental to keeping him in the good books and all of that? And even so, he was resorting to the idea of putting himself in the coffin and waking up alongside Elena. And yeah, now Damon just doesn't give a hoot. So yeah, and it's going to be very interesting to see how we do kind of get him back on a steady path, because Stefan, like with Stefan and his like, you saw when him and Bonnie were back in how completely destroyed he was, and it was kind of harking back to Bonnie's lack of hope and all of that. So yeah, and it is so interesting that, like, Bonnie did, she, at the beginning, she was completely lost of hope, but she has managed to scrape a little bit of hope, I would say. But of course, you're going to have those, parallels, aren't you, where, Bonnie was lacking of hope at the beginning, and she's found it, and vice versa for Stefan. So, yeah, but, yeah, it will be very interesting to see how they do get Damon back to being in some control of humanity. So yeah, but at the minute he's just given up. He doesn't give a hoot. He's given up. There's nothing to lose really for Damon, and it will be pretty exciting to see where things will go with the fact that yeah, this will, like, Damon has nothing to lose. Unhinged behavior. But yeah, I'm really intrigued to see what the Siren's gonna do. Especially because, again, yeah, it might not seem impressive on the surface of it, but they can be deadly. And not just that though, but I mean, this does become a little bit of an appetizer for things to come, I would imagine. Again, I don't imagine that they would do a full 16 episodes with the Siren, but this can be just an omen of things to come, really. So yeah, but yeah, it was very interesting to see how Enzo was trying to fight the influences, and like Enzo was trying to fight the influences of this Siren, basically, and in doing so, left little clues. So, but yeah, it was just really, really great stuff in regards to going through a little bit more explanation to what this thing could be, giving us a little bit of an idea of what we could be faced with, but also getting to see where Enzo and Damon's paths have taken them after the season 7 finale, such as Damon, I've flipped the switch, I'm off, yeah, I'm done. But with Enzo, there is like this fight in a sense. Yeah. But yeah, it should be pretty exciting to see where things will go with this season. I was a little surprised to see Alex's sister return. I guess it doesn't make I guess it does make sense that she would be out for vengeance after she warned Bonnie not to open the. Now you've done it. And yeah, she was a little aggressive, obviously, last season towards Bon Bon, but yeah, it was. I thought that Nanny died, to be fair, with the way that she cut her throat. So, and there was no hope for her. Just because it does seem like Alaric and her might have a thing, potentially. Although you had some student hit on Alaric, which was like, really? But yeah. It is interesting as well, and it makes sense that he would take over the armory. So I kind of liked that. I mean, you saw how he was just foaming at the mouth last season when he's like, oh, look at all these artifacts and all of that. So yeah. But yeah, it was just very, very great stuff with this episode to ease us into season 8 and to kind of give a few callbacks, especially to episode 1. I do kind of like that when a season's on its final season and all of that, and they will afford to do some callbacks without it being too over the top or whatever. So yeah. I just think back to Arrow's finals, funnily enough, season 8 final season, and that was just glorious. Like, it was like, I think episode 1 was just an entirety of season 1 in a sense, but it was like kind of fan service in a good way, but also pertaining to the main storyline of things. So yeah, with the crisis and all of that, and I just really loved that. That was just a solid opener. With this, there are a few references, kind of like with the beginning, kind of like with the Hello Brother bit, and yeah, so. And I imagine there will be quite a few sprinkles of callbacks from the main show and all of that. I know that the titles from all of these episodes are going to be lines and whatnot from season 1, but in terms of obviously a narrative, yeah, so. But yeah, it should just be very, very interesting to see what is going to happen over the course of this season. So yeah. Now, with Alex's sister, I think it was her sister. When she was tied up, did she bit her tongue off or something like that? Like she couldn't say what it was, or like, was this thing having some kind of influence? I mean, I just think back to the tape and how there was this loud static And I'm like, yeah, doesn't want to know, doesn't want an identity reveal. And so I'm just wondering if this thing had a hold of her and then just like, you know what, you're going to bite your tongue off. You're not saying shit. So, or was that her own volition? Like, was that her own self doing that? So, yeah. But yeah, I'm excited to see where things are going to go with this Siren storyline. As well as Damon. Yeah. What is interesting though, he was sleeping and he was dreaming of Elena, even though he's got nothing to lose. He doesn't give a shit. But there is that little. You talk about hope, and I know there are instances where things can be very hopeless, but like for Damon, for example, there's no hope of, you know, having that humanity switch back on, and even Stefan is feeling it. But yeah, it was it's kind of like that little bit of hope in a sense for Damon. You know, yeah, your humanity switches off. You even saying it's plugged off the wall as if there's no hope for you to come back. But there is a little bit of hope. And yeah. We will find a way to get Damon back on his back on his shit again, like to slap the bullshit from Damon's mouth and whatnot. But it's just a matter of how. I mean, he can be so convinced that I'm not switching it back on again, but yeah. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. The you know, whole Odyssey thing as well, the little crumbs there. That siren reveal. It's going to be pretty exciting. So, yeah. But yeah. It was a great start. I felt like this was a great start because it definitely filled in that intrigue, whilst also giving us a tease of what might come. Well, we've already got one of the villains, I guess, this season. So yeah. But it will be very interesting to see where things will go over the course of this season with Damon and that hopelessness. But then maybe there's a little hope. Like I said, he's going to come back. It's just a matter on how. But also, is the devil just stirring in the darkness, maybe? Who knows? We know the siren is here, so should be fun. But yeah, I'm excited to see what's going to happen over the course of this season, so game on. I'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You check my videos on the right. If you want to check out more of my content, you can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!